What would you do if an alien fleet suddenly appeared in the skies above Earth? It was an ordinary day until an extraordinary event shocked humanity. An alien fleet descended upon Earth. The ships hovered ominously in the skies, causing widespread panic and awe. Their first message, once deciphered, was astonishing: "Please hide us." Adding to the surreal situation, the aliens looked cute, resembling a mix between red pandas, raccoons, and otters. This unexpected cuteness was strangely reassuring. Initially, we feared an invasion. It felt like the culmination of all those sci-fi B-movies. Alien fleets hovering above the Earth, sending cryptic messages in an unknown language, stirred a primal fear. Many feared unknown weapons were aimed at us, ready to obliterate our existence. War-crazed generals demanded the launch of nuclear weapons, while corrupt politicians tried, unsuccessfully, to calm the terrified populace. Religious zealots declared it an act of divine intervention, with some claiming the aliens had come because Elvis had begged them to save us. The internet buzzed with theories. Were these aliens like the charming Captain Kirk, ready to befriend us, or the kind that would subject humanity to bizarre tests? Amid the chaos, people ran around in confusion and terror. It was a small group of language enthusiasts, tinkering with old radio equipment, who finally cracked the code and translated the message. The elites in cryptography, linguistics, and diplomacy were annoyed, but their annoyance paled in comparison to the revelation that followed. The message from the stars wasn't a threat, a promise of utopia, or an invitation to join a galactic community. It was a desperate plea for help. The alien fleet was composed of war refugees, asking for sanctuary: "Please hide us." They were willing to give us their old, battered ships and any remaining technology if we granted them asylum. Predictably, paranoia and xenophobia surfaced. Many politicians and bigots opposed the idea of offering refuge. However, a few nations extended a hand of friendship, willing to provide sanctuary. The aliens, however, were selective. They had no interest in regimes like North Korea, and the offer from the United States was particularly troubling. In the days leading up to the message's translation, the U.S. had revealed disturbing information about their treatment of extraterrestrial visitors. Leaked videos shown to the UN exposed horrific experiments conducted on captured alien scouts, explorers, traders, scientists, and even wildlife tourists. These atrocities were carried out by secretive groups like Majestic 12 and the MIB agency, whose actions were indefensible. The world was at a crossroads. How would we respond to this desperate plea from an alien species? The decision would not only define our humanity but also set the course for our place in the universe. What if the aliens we feared became our closest neighbors? The aliens settled in colder regions, as their home planet was further from its sun than Earth is from ours. New Zealand, the Nordic countries, northern Japan, and southern Chile and Argentina became their new homes. These nations received most of the alien technology and goods, sharing them with their allies and other members of the United Nations. Some autocratic countries, including several on the UN Security Council, grumbled about not getting exclusive access to this advanced technology. The aliens, however, were just relieved to leave their deteriorating ships after years of hardship. Their ships were barely holding together. Food and water supplies were down to recycled remnants. The atmospheric generators were failing due to a lack of spare parts, and radiation shielding was breaking down. The aliens built underground cities in their new host nations, obtained citizenship, and began the slow process of adjusting to life on Earth. Most of them were young, teens and children, having fled from ruthless hunters, conquerors, and warriors. The galaxy, as they described it, was embroiled in a vast, brutal war. Entire planets had been retrofitted for total war, and entire species had been caught in the crossfire. Earth, being a remote and insignificant planet in this galactic conflict, was as likely to be attacked as Antarctica was during World War I. Civilization across the galaxy was crumbling, turning in on itself in a horrific civil war. It was no longer clear if there were distinct sides or just a chaotic struggle of battle-crazed warlords, fighting until every planet was ruined, every FTL, faster-than-light, capable ship destroyed, and the concept of FTL civilization obliterated. Our new alien friends had been sent away in any ship that still functioned by their parents and government, as the war reached their small interstellar nation. Before the war, there were 50 billion of them across 15 star systems. Only 12 million made it to Earth. Originally, 500 million of them had fled, but most perished during their harrowing journey. Our sociologists noted that not only had most of their species been wiped out, but they had also cannibalized their equipment, including databases full of cultural achievements, just to survive. Their culture and history were nearly erased, with only a few survivors remembering old stories and trying to preserve what they could. As they adapted to life on Earth, they began to assimilate. You could visit a city in Finland and find that some of the locals now included short, vaguely furred aliens alongside the usual humans. These aliens, once desperate refugees, started to integrate into human society, blending their remaining technology and customs with ours. However, their species name remained mostly an academic or medical term. In mindset and behavior, they became a part of the human tapestry. But they were only the first to come. The galaxy's conflict was far from over, and Earth was becoming a refuge for more than just one beleaguered alien species. As we looked to the stars, we had to wonder how many more would seek sanctuary here, and what would it mean for humanity's future? What happens when the lost and the desperate find a new home among us? Today, these aliens are fully integrated into human society. How could they not be? They were a species of traumatized children and teens, refugees who found a home among us. Humans, with their kindness and hospitality, inadvertently infected them with human culture. There's no one to blame for this transformation, it was inevitable. The first wave of alien refugees had just settled when another ragged fleet arrived. This new group, desert dwellers with vaguely humanoid but centaur-like bodies, sought refuge. Given homes in Earth's deserts, they became techno-nomads in the Sahara, fully adopting local faiths. Their gods had died with their world, so an omnipresent deity soothed their spiritual needs. They, too, became as human as the people around them, same names, same god, same languages. Throughout the latter half of the 21st century, Earth periodically welcomed more alien refugees. Each group, desperate for sanctuary, brought their technology and, in return, received a place to call home. Earth's role as a backwater world shifted to a hub for the lost and dispossessed. Some old-fashioned individuals complained about the influx, but space issues were resolved when an alien ship's mysterious technology terraformed Venus overnight, making it habitable. This period was a golden age for humanity, marked by prosperity, diversity, political reform, and technological advancement. Resource shortages became a thing of the past as humanity moved closer to a post-scarcity society. Education, health, and safety improved globally, and many nations reached unprecedented levels of equality. However, democracy lagged, with few nations transitioning to truly free elections. Humanity couldn't win every struggle. Most alien refugees lost what little remained of their cultures, integrating into human society. They influenced humanity, but their cultures didn't survive intact. Instead, fragments of their traditions merged with human customs. For example, Dilan ring totems became popular in Peru, and Australia hosted more alien-inspired hoverbike races than any other nation. The former Russian states showcased Vavan-grown crystal meditation gardens, and the Ural Republic adopted opch crops, alien yams that tasted like potatoes soaked in orange juice with paprika. These were mere appendages, alien influences on a predominantly human culture. Despite the tragic backdrop of galactic war, Earth became a beacon of hope, a place where diverse beings could find refuge and start anew. As we looked to the stars, we wondered, how many more would come seeking sanctuary, and what would their arrival mean for the future of humanity and our planet? How does a tale of interstellar refugees end? The last wave of refugees arrived on a single ship carrying just one survivor and 10,000 embryos in stasis. After that, there was only silence. Humanity decided to keep a low profile, staying within our star system. But as the decades passed, curiosity grew about what had become of the galaxy. A ship was sent out, a unique vessel combining the best designs and technologies of various alien races. It was the most efficient ship ever built, thanks to the combined innovations of many species. The crew was diverse, reflecting the new fluidity of the term human. It included many aliens who had become integral parts of our society. Older enthusiasts, reminiscent of Star Trek fans, were thrilled to see a multi-species crew exploring the stars. However, their report was bleak. The total war that had consumed the galaxy left behind a trail of devastation. They found dead worlds, glassed planets, millions of ruined ships, societies regressed to feudal states, and horrific remnants of experimental weaponry. The war, the very conflict that had driven countless refugees to Earth, had finally ended with no victors. Only ruins remained, and vast stretches of space now lay open for exploration and resettlement. Humanity, with its newfound unity and advanced technology, stepped up to offer relief. This marked the beginning of a Galactic Federation. Relief ships, brimming with resources, technology, replicators, medical professionals, and more, were dispatched to the dying worlds. This masterstroke of diplomacy set up emergency provisional mandates on countless planets. Earth and its people offered aid, education, and even overthrew tyrannical remnants of old warlord regimes. As word spread of a federation based on decent values, planets began to recover. Worlds once ravaged by war became verdant and habitable again, with many willingly joining this new federation. This transformation wasn't planned, but it was embraced. The words of an old man, no longer the president of the Federation, reflect on this journey. He remembers vividly the day their decaying ship landed and how the locals embraced them. "Do you know that it was me in that famous picture, crying as a local woman hugged me," he reminisces. Alien children embraced by New Zealanders, thinking about it brings me back. It was the first time I felt safe since I was sent away. I still remember being raised by kindly humans, forgetting my native language, speaking like a man, walking like a man, even beginning to think like one. Whether that was right or not, we'll never know, but we were embraced by humanity and then became part of it. Of course, we had an easier time of it than most, we were very cute, after all. Thus, the story of the interstellar refugees ends not with despair, but with hope and unity. A galaxy once torn apart by war began to heal, with Earth at the heart of its recovery. The Federation, born out of necessity and compassion, became a beacon of peace and cooperation, bridging the gaps between countless species and cultures.